Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a mini haul from Lynn B Designs to share with you. I bought these while they were having a really awesome sale. I will link her store down below and I'll show you how all these polishes swatched. The first polish I'm going to share with you is Celebrate 2016. This one was free with order, but it is available in her store. This one is a really light icy blue with silver micro glitters or flakies in it. Here is a brush shot of it. And I'll show you how it swatches on my natural nail. So here is one coat of Celebrate 2016. This one goes on super sheer. I can still see like almost all of my nail line, but it is really pretty. And it went on very evenly. So here is a second coat of Celebrate 2016. To me, this one's having a little bit of a hard time building up, so I probably would use an undie or a base color with this polish. I'm gonna let it dry and then come back in for a third coat. Here is the third coat of Celebrate 2016. This third coat does leave me with quite a bit of visible nail line still at some angles, but the silver has built up to where it's nice and reflective, so you could get away with 3 coats if you'd like. Here is the completed mani without top coat. Here it is from another angle. This is my swatch photo in artificial lighting, and once more at an angle. So next up is Our Little Infinity. This is a purple base multi-chrome that shifts from yellow to red, and it has scattered holographic micro glitters in it. Really pretty. I couldn't quite get the shift on camera here, so I'll show you a brush shot. And show you how it swatches on my natural nail. So this is one coat of Our Little Infinity. It does go on a little bit sheer to begin with. If you'd like this to pop with less coats, you can use a black base coat. So I'll let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. Here is the second coat of Our Little Infinity. At 2 coats it has deepened up a little bit. I can still see a little bit of nail line. I do like how the scattered holographic glitter kind of peeks through the layers, almost like acrylic. So really pretty. I'm going to let this dry and then come back in for a third coat. So this is the third coat of Our Little Infinity. This is going to bring it completely opaque. Intensifies the color and the shift quite a bit. This looks a little bit bluer on camera. It does kind of shift between blue and purple. I'm going to cap the tip there. Here is a view of the completed mani without top coat. And here it is from another angle. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle. This looks really pretty with flash too. Next up is Amazingly Unlikely. I think these are from the same collection, this one and Our Little Infinity. In her store, these look pretty similar, but in person they're really not. This one has a bright blue to purple shift with some yellow and red thrown in there, as well as some flakies. And the micro glitter is blue. So I'll show you how it swatches on my natural nail. Here is one coat of Amazingly Unlikely. Once more, this does go on sheer. If you'd like it to pop in less coats, you can use a black base coat. So I'll let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. Here is the second coat of Amazingly Unlikely. Once more, it's built up a little bit, not completely opaque by any means. These all had a really nicely balanced formula. They're not too thick, too thin. They go exactly where you put them. And the dry time was, I'd say, average. So here is the third coat of Amazingly Unlikely. And this is going to bring it completely opaque for me. I did notice that it wants to dry around the flakies a little bit and leaves a little bit of a textured finish, so this is one that you're probably going to want to top coat. I flooded my cuticle a little bit right there. I had some oil on my hand, so I'm going to clean it up with my clean up brush. And here is the completed mani without top coat. This has such a pretty like peacock finish where it's like the blue to purple metallic. And here it is at an angle. I'd say this one was probably my favorite. It's a close tie between our little infinity and this one. So here is my swatch photo under artificial lighting. And once more at an angle. Lastly, I have Here on Earth, and this is a multi-chrome flaky. I don't own any of these, so this is my very first multi-chrome flaky. I'll show you a brush shot. Here on Earth actually looks like a mix of two different types of multi-chrome flakies. It looks like it has a green to pink and maybe a blue to green. So I'll show you how it swatches on my natural nail. At one coat, it's pretty sparse but nice and even. You can use a sponge to apply this as well so it soaks up some of the base coat. I'm going to let this dry and then come back in for a second coat. Here is the second coat of Here on Earth. On its own, I think it's going to take quite a few coats to be opaque. You could always use a black base as well to help the shift pop. So I'll let this dry and then come back in for a third coat. Okay, here is the third coat of Here on Earth. It's really hard to see, but it's reflective at angles, but if you're not at an angle where it's reflecting, you can still kind of see through it. So I would use a base with this one, or maybe even sponge it. I'm gonna let this dry and then come back in for a fourth coat. So here is the fourth coat of Here on Earth. I did a little bit of a thicker coat here. There is still some spacing in between the flakes, but I found that this was nice and reflective, like you could barely tell, unless I used a flash. Here's a look at the completed mani without top coat. So you can see here it's mostly like a soft amber to green shift with a little bit of pink pop in it. Here is another angle. This is my swatch photo under artificial lighting, and once more at an angle. I did also pick up the Be Shiny Top Coat from Lynn Designs. This one smeared some nail art I did with Impolish, which usually doesn't smear for me, so I will do some more testing on this and then make a review. So that's it for my mini haul of Lynn Designs. I do love each and every one of these polishes, especially for the prices that she offers them for. I have more photos on my blog at sloppyswatches.wordpress.com, or you can find me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. I will link Lynn B Designs storefront down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.